Lauri Markkanen went from the 7th overall pick in the 2017 NBA draft to becoming the fastest player to hit 100 career three-pointers just 41 games into his rookie season, to being called a bust by Bulls fans themselves at the end of his tenure there. Markkanen was then traded in a pseudo-salary dump in the 2021 offseason to the Cleveland Cavaliers in a trade that landed the Bulls Derrick Jones Jr., who averaged a measly 5.5 points in his first year in Chicago. Markkanen saw a mini revival last season in Cleveland while playing small forward in Cleveland's very successful uber tall ball lineup, a position many Bulls fans were adamant he couldn't play. He averaged 15 points a game while improving his offensive and defensive win shares, as well as his offensive and defensive box plus minus, despite having the lowest usage rate of his career at 19.5%. Then this offseason, Lauri was traded to the Utah Jazz in a deal that sent all-star guard Donovan Mitchell to Cleveland. This deal was mainly viewed to be centered around Colin Sexton and picks, while Markkanen thrown in more as salary filler than anything else. Fast forward to the start of this season, and Lauri Markkanen has led the Jazz to a shocking 3-0 start, while averaging 24 points per game and 10 rebounds per game, while simultaneously looking like Utah's best player and one with legitimate all-star upside. So how does a 25-year-old that many viewed as a draft bust suddenly turn into a number one option? Well, to answer that question, we have to look for glimpses along the way. The first 2 seasons of his NBA career provide some serious upside before the 2 that followed that led to many viewing him negatively. As mentioned at the start of the video, in 2018, Lauri became the fastest player to ever hit 100 career three-pointers, which is unbelievable for a player with a stature at 6'11". Many Bulls fans came away from year 1 with high hopes for the player, simply nicknamed the Finisher due to his native country being Finland. If anything, Markkanen's second season only grew upon the hopes Bulls fans had for him. In his second season in 2018-19, Markkanen averaged 19 points a game and 9 rebounds and looked like a potential large piece of a good NBA offense down the line. However, something many Bulls fans overlooked was that this season came with the highest usage rate that he would see in Chicago at 25.1%. Lauri's stats would drop to 15 points per game the next season and 14 the year after that, and he wasn't showing much improvement offensively while simultaneously stinking defensively, leading for Bulls fans to want him out and to label him a bust. The next season in Cleveland was a positive one for Markkanen, and honestly the divorce from Chicago was beneficial for both sides, as the cap space from not extending Lauri allowed the Bulls to go sign key free agents like DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball, and Alex Caruso, and the Bulls looked the best they had since the Derrick Rose era. While this occurred in Chicago, Lauri thrived in Cleveland. He didn't look great defensively, but he finally looked competent, which was a large improvement from what we saw in Chicago, and accepting his role in Cleveland led to them performing very well before injuries decimated their season. However, Lauri still looked like a good role player in Cleveland, so how did he take this massive jump to what we're seeing in Utah? To answer that, we have to look overseas. For Finland's team in Eurobasket this summer, Markkanen averaged 28 points a game and 8 rebounds, while shooting a remarkable 54% from the field and 41% from 3. Was the competition level a little lower? Sure, but this level of production was far greater than anything we'd ever seen on American soil. What was the difference? Opportunity and looks drawn up specifically for him. These are the same things that have fueled his great start for Utah. He has a lower usage rate than his second season, but Markkanen has an outstanding 61% true shooting percentage while having a positive defensive box plus minus for the first time in his career. Could we see a slip from Markkanen? It's possible. But the most surprising part, he's only shooting 31% from 3, which is bound to go up with his career averages, so he could get even better. At his current pace, Markkanen would have 12.2 win shares through the same amount of games he played last year at 62, which last season would have placed him 3rd in all of the NBA. Markkanen's contribution is sustainable, and the high he's riding from Eurobasket into this season is palpable. All-Star Lauri might be here to stay, and Danny Ainge got him as a throw-in to another deal. Thanks for watching. I'm Herm. Have a good one.